Have you said these things to Shayla?
Not the last one.
I've heard you say the last one to her, but we'll stick with the other ones.
Welcome to True Parenting. You know in your true crime documentaries how they do reenactments of things that really happen? Well, we're reenacting actual conversations that Alicia has had with our children because I love the way she parents. There's such warmth and structure and guidance in it, and I wanted to share it with the world. Thing is, we didn't want to exploit our kids and have them on camera. And so I am playing the role of our children. I do so with their blessing. The purpose is not to mock them, it's just to bring these stories to life and have a little fun with it. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, Bryson, do you realize that Shayla is upset in general with the way you treat her?
Yes.
You're aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, do you know what it is that you're doing that's upsetting for her? Oh, you don't know? I'm going to ask you to take 30 seconds to a minute and think about it because I think you have a decent understanding of some of the things that you do that upset Shayla.
I annoy her.
What do you do that's annoying?
I want to play with her, but I don't know.
Okay, so I have a question for you. When you tell Shayla that you're better at math than her, or you're better at spelling than her, or you're better at everything than her, how does she feel? Have you said these things to Shayla?
Not the last one.
I've heard you say the last one to her, but we'll stick with the other ones. So when you tell Shayla that you're better at math than her, how does she feel?
Sad?
And how does she feel about you for saying that to her?
She doesn't like me.
She feels like you're telling her that she's not good enough or that something's wrong with her. That's how she feels. Is that what you're trying to tell Shayla? That she's not good enough or that something's wrong with her? Okay, so I know if I said to you, hey, Bryson, I'm better at basketball than you. See, you think it's funny, but you also think it's a competition because you're like, well, let's go play basketball. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go play. And I'll get better than you, and I'll show you. But even if you're not the best at basketball, even if you lose at basketball, you don't feel like you're not good enough as a person. Does that make sense? You interpret that experience in your brain completely differently than Shayla interprets it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so when you say to Shayla, I'm better at math, I'm a better speller, I know how to do it, and I'm younger than you, what you're doing is you're teasing her. And on your side, you're teasing her, and you're just making some friendly competition, because for you, competition is fun and friendly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But for Shayla, competition is not fun or friendly. So even though it's not the words you're saying, she interprets it as, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. And does she feel loved?
No.
No. How could she possibly feel loved if that's what she feels you're saying to her? Now, I know those aren't the words you're using, but that's the way she interprets it. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. If I walked around on a regular basis, Bryson, telling you, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not lovable, and then I came in and I was like, hey, Bryson, I want to play with you, let's play, come on, come on, come on, would you feel like I care about you? Would you feel like I'm someone you want to play with?
Not really.
No, you wouldn't. But that's what's going on for Shayla, and that's what's been going on for Shayla for years. And she feels like she keeps forgiving you, and she keeps giving you another chance, and she's trying, but she doesn't feel like you're trying. Do you want to know why she doesn't feel like you're trying?
I am trying.
You are, I see that. You are trying in your own way, but look at my face. Do you want to know why she doesn't feel like you're trying? Because you continue to say hurtful things to her. And I understand that you're just teasing, and I understand that you don't mean those things in a mean way, but that doesn't change the fact how Shayla is going to feel when you say them to her. So what could you do differently?
Not say those things.
Yeah, so the first step would be to not say those things.
Yes.
Are you completely capable of stopping saying those things immediately and not saying them again? Are you capable of doing that?
Yes.
You are completely capable. Basically, Bryson, if you want to tease someone, you can tease me.
Okay.
I understand you're teasing, and I will tease you back. You don't tease Shayla, Because with Shayla, that's your way of joking around and showing love and affection. Shayla does not receive love and affection that way. She will never receive love and affection that way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the first thing you can do is completely stop saying hurtful things to Shayla. That's the first thing. And then what can you do next?
Apologize.
And then you can apologize. Here's the magic. Here's where the magic happens. Do you want to know the magic part? Bryson, do you want to know the magic part? I'm not going to tell you unless you really want to know. Okay, no magic for you then. I was trying to help you have a magical relationship with Shayla, but you don't want it. Fine, that's okay.
I want it.
You're going to have to try harder than that. Okay, say, show me the magic. There's no magic unless you say, show me the magic.
Don't show me.
Okay, I'm not doing it.
No, I said no.
I'm going to tell you solely because I love you. So just like the words that you use can hurt Shayla, the words that you use can also show her that you love her and you care about her and you can build a magical relationship. So if saying to her, I'm better at math and I'm better at spelling and I'm so smart, if that's hurtful and tears her down, what do you think you could say to her that's healing and builds her up?
Here's the thing. I say, oh, good job. You did a good job. And then she says, stop making fun of me. I'm not okay no matter what I do.
You know what you could do? You could say, hey, Shayla, I'm having trouble with this math problem. Could you help me?
No, that's not possible.
It is possible because there's plenty of times that Shayla's helped you with your math because you weren't paying attention and she was, and she knows how to do it and you don't. Plenty of times. Bryson, look at me. When it comes to Shayla, is it a competition?
No.
Can you compete with other people?
Yes?
Do you compete with Shayla?
No, but I compete with Miles.
So look at me. It's not just Shayla, but there's a lot of people that have personalities like that. Who else in the family has a personality like Shayla's?
Dad.
So Bryson, just like when you use hurtful, teasing words with people that have personalities like Dad and Shayla, it hurts them on a very deep level. You can use your words to build them up and say, hey, Shayla, you're so awesome at math. I'm so grateful I have a sister like you. Hey, Shayla, I sure love you. Thanks for always being kind and making great lunches. Hey, Shayla, I love the way you play the piano. Would you want to teach me how to play that song on the piano?
But I know how to play all the songs.
You don't, Bryson. Bryson, can you use your words to praise them and build them up?
Yeah.
Can you do that in your own special way?
Yes.
Can you do that with Shayla?
What? Oh, yes.
Yes, that's the magic, Bryson. Okay, you are the magic. Can you do that with Dad too?
Yeah.
So when you tease Dad, does he appreciate it?
No.
Does he interpret it as Bryson loves me and he appreciates me and he cares about me? How does he interpret it?
That I'm trying to annoy him?
No, he interprets it as definitely not the magic. He literally interprets it as Bryson is telling me I'm not good enough. Bryson is telling me I'm not worthy. Bryson is telling me I'm not loved. That's how Dad's brain interprets it when you tease him. Is that what you're trying to say with your actions?
No.
No, it's not. And I know that's not what you're trying to say. But once again, when it happens over and over again, it's exhausting and they feel like you don't care. So when you're tempted to tease Dad or Shayla, what are you going to do instead?
I'm going to build them up with my words.
Be the magic.
Be the magic? I am the magic.
You love magic. Yes, you do. Do you want me to go beat you at basketball now?
No, but I'll beat you up normally.
You don't have a prayer, boy.
Different children require different parenting approaches, and different children relate to the world differently. And what I love about this conversation that you just had, it was all about perspective taking, helping our son take the perspective of his sister and understand what his actions, how they were impacting her. There's a divergence between intention and results.
You know, it's definitely a talent of a 10-year-old boy to be able to take someone else's perspective. It's not a talent. In this video, you'll hear me talk about different personalities. And if you want a better understanding of what those different personality types are, go back and watch the video, Marrying Your Opposite, We're Just Too Different. We explain the personalities a little bit more, and we have a full course on it in our membership site. But here's the thing. We have kids, 2 kids, that are 2 years apart, so they're next to each other in age, completely opposite personalities. If you're one of these personalities, you might really relate to what I'm saying. Or if you have one of these personalities in your life, you might really relate. So Benson is what we call a closer, and Sherry is what we call a healer. And they're complete opposites. They have their strengths. Closers tease and have fun and are super high energy. Healers are very sensitive and in touch with their emotions, and they clash.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
because closers are bulldozers who go after whatever they want.
Right.
And healers are very sensitive.
Yeah.
And they get their feelings hurt more easily.
So this is a perspective-taking conversation, and of course you can hear, and we have another part where I have the same conversation with our daughter about her frustrations with her brother, right? From her perspective. But this son for you is a trigger,
Yeah.
right?
He's hard for me because he's my opposite.
He's your opposite, but he's also a trigger of every childhood bully you dealt with,
Yeah.
because they were the same personality type,
Yeah.
right?
And our son, he's got a lot of sweetness to him.
He is.
But the way he handles conflict or the way he goes after what he wants, it brings up a lot for me.
Well, he's just aggressive by nature.
Yeah.
And to someone where aggressiveness is confrontational or upsetting, they're going to be upset just by general interactions, not even intending the confrontation. And so having these types of conversations, having this understanding, and of course, this is not the first time we've had this conversation. We've had these conversations for years, and we're going to continue having them.
And once again, I just want to point out, I wanted to highlight the way you ask questions.
Yeah.
Instead of lecturing, instead of just
Right.
pointing out the way you guide. And are they leading questions? Absolutely.
We're leading. We're leading.
But just to get him thinking about, because the answers are
Right.
more powerful when they come from
Right.
him. And especially when it comes to perspective taking, there's actually not a big difference between what I do in therapy and what you do here. It's all about guiding people through getting them thinking, right? About what the consequences of their choices are. And the big question, like, okay, here's what you're trying, what are you trying to accomplish? Is it working? Like in this case, our son was trying to bond with his sister. He wanted to have fun
Right.
with her. He wanted to connect with her. Is it working? No. Why do you think that is? I don't know. Well, let's have a talk about that. And it's because his version of play to her is
Right.
an attack or a nuisance.
To say nothing of just the natural conflicts siblings have, right?
Right.
It's most of their interactions, because of the way they interpret them, are negative.
Yeah, I do this with couples all the
Yeah.
time and families all the time. Like, what are you going for? Is it working? Let's explore why it's not working by trying to take the other person's perspective. Why do you think that this is failing, right?
Right.
It's not working. Not that it's bad. And in fact, if you were dealing with someone who are more like you, it would probably work.
Right. If he was dealing with another closer, they would have a great time and they would love each other and they would bond. He's just not dealing with another closer. So what is the purpose? Like, how do you have, it was super fun to watch these videos, but how do you have this conversation in your own home? It's best to focus on intent. The intent is love. The intent is compassion. The intent is understanding. But the intent is also dealing in truth, right? I did not express any of the concerns with shame or judgment or guilt. Everything was expressed with love and concern for him and for his sister. And then the superpower, right? The superpower for all of us is recognizing that we are in control of our choices and we have the ability to make a choice. And we lose that, right? And especially when we're not intentionally trying to create a problem, but a problem's been created, right? And then we get defensive. And so recognizing and helping the children and the other people in your life recognize that they have a choice, and no matter what, they are in control of the choices that they make. And starting that journey as a child of understanding what other people's needs are, understanding what your needs are, and working to meet both of them. That meeting needs doesn't have to be an either or. And don't worry, hopefully we get there with this child in the next 8 to 10 years.
Right, well, good luck!
If you found this helpful, please check out What to Do When Your Child is a Klepto, also dealing with
Yay.
this same son. If you've dealt with this in your family, like what we're talking about in this video, siblings with radically different personalities clashing, how did you handle it? We want to learn from you just like you learn from us. We want to share with our community, so please let us know in the comments below.
And until next time, keep shining. We need your light.